8 News at 11 starts now.
Boston Marathon bombing suspect Tamerlan Tsarnaev's body has been buried in a Muslim cemetery in Caroline County, about 15 miles outside of Richmond. Officials tell us the body was interred there in Doswell earlier this week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Juan Condi.
And I'm Christina Ferrick. Tsarnaev's uncle, Ruslan Czarny of Maryland, took responsibility for arranging the burial with the help of a faith coalition here in Richmond.
And this comes after, of course, cemeteries in Massachusetts and several other states refused to accept those remains.
We have been following this story throughout the day. Our team coverage begins with 8 News reporter Josh Landon, who was in Caroline County.
A lot of people in Caroline County say they are simply upset that the bombing suspect in the Boston Marathon has been buried here at a local cemetery, and they say they had no idea this would happen.
For what had happened in Boston, Massachusetts, I don't think he should be buried here in nowhere here in the United States.
There are 4 unmarked graves at the Al-Bazark Islamic Cemetery along Sadie Lane in Doswell, and which grave belongs to the bombing suspect, Tamerlan Tsarnaev, is unknown. County administrators and local law enforcement say they had no idea the body would be buried in their own backyard.
We don't want the county to be remembered as the resting place of the remains for someone who committed a terrible crime.
The vice president for the Islamic Cemetery spoke to the media, and I asked him why didn't he get the public's input before burying Tsarnaev's body.
When we were asked if we would accept the body after it was not, buried up there at that point, it's not a political thing. It's more so we have somebody that has passed away. He can't bury himself. Somebody needed to take responsibility. We were able to do so, and alhamdulillah, that's what we did.
But residents who live nearby say the body cannot stay here.
I don't know what's going to happen, but we need to get the church together, and we need to petition this. It's got to go.
The sheriff department tells me security measures are in place to make sure everything stays peaceful at this location. Now, the county administrator also tells me they will look into the matter to see if any laws have been broken, since they did not know the body would actually be buried here. But if no laws have been broken, there's nothing they can do, and the body will stay at this location. In Caroline County, Josh Landon, 8 News.
Thank you, Josh. Tamerlan Tsarnaev died just outside Boston April 19th, 4 days after the marathon bombings. He was shot by police. Then investigators say his own brother ran over him with a stolen SUV. The Massachusetts State Medical Examiner released his body on May 1st. His remains were held at a funeral home while more than 120 cities and towns rejected his body.
Again, leaders in Caroline County say no one contacted them about burying Tsarnaev in Doswell. A woman from Richmond, though, did facilitate that burial. 8 News reporter Raja Matis sat down with her today and talked to her about why she became involved in this situation.